Morning, everyone. So, back to the next iteration on the Grand Tracker here. It's not going to be the same kind of movie quality as that first one that came out. Bear with me. We're getting there. We got some cameras and stuff coming. We're going to try and get back up to that point, but it's just me, myself, and I in here today in the shop. Got the rig up on the rack now. Grand Tracker's got some body mount issues going on. So, at this point right now, I've taken apart the passenger side, rebuilt it, and we're going to start on the driver's side. What's gone on is the actual mount themselves, the frame mount part, is starting to come apart on there. She's got 260,000 miles on it, original body mounts, and over the years, we've just been abusing this thing off-road pretty hard. That's taking its toll on them. The thin little sheet metal starting to blow through. I've re-welded them 3 or 4 times now, I think, at this point. So it's time to make something a little beefer that's going to hold up at least for a while longer until possible cage comes along. So let's go take a look at these things. So here's what we're dealing with today. This mount here is pretty much seen better days. Up inside there, you can see I've re-welded a few different times. She's blown apart, I think, 3 or 4 times. I've MIG welded it back together. I've arc welded it back together with the Premier Power Welder that's on this thing. I mean, it's just, let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, it's just bad. It's not straight no more. Everything's screwed. So you can see I've had to do some rigging up there on the bottom of the actual body itself. But we'll see if we clean that up, and I got new body mounts going there too, the new rubber pieces up here. Change those out, and we'll build a whole new bracket here too. So, on the next part. These got to move out of the way. Get the tires turned out of the way. Use a ratchet strap, pull everything forward a little bit. Hit this with a plasma cutter, and get the sucker out of the way. So there's a lip that's built up underneath here from four-wheeling it, hitting rocks and whatnot. These heims, the actual misalignments are pretty tight in there. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it forward and get it out of there. All right, you're gonna bear with me. A, for the bald head. B, because the compressor's kind of loud. Got a plasma cutter, so that thing's gonna take some air, and this compressor's gonna be running for a bit, so bear with me on that. If the glare gets in the way, I don't know, I'll tell you. Well, it helps if you plug it in. There she is. So if you can see that, I welded that thing up quite a few times. Not exactly straight anymore. I mean, it's better than the other side. The other side was pretty screwed up. Anyhow, look how thin and cheesy that is. Let's make it better. Let's get you guys up in here. So, focus. You can see the crack that's up inside of there. It's kind of not that common. That crack's been there for years at this point. We'll get that welded back up. I did notice we got some cracking going on in here. The sucker right there. Wonder if it's the same on the other side. Oh yeah. Well, I guess we know what we're doing. Weld those up too. I'm gonna have to change the wire out though. So I currently use 030 70RS wire, just regular MIG wire, for most of the stuff that I weld up on. But I do have some 023 thinner stuff, same 70RS, that I'll use for welding up this thin sheet metal. All right, frame's all cleaned up. Got everything looking all spiffy. Clean up around that crack. Get that welded in there. I don't think I'm gonna mess with any of this. We'll just leave all that for now. It's not really bowing or bending or anything, so that'll be a future me problem. We'll leave it as is. All right, template time. So, this is a piece of stuff I've made up here. It's a piece of cardboard aided design right here. So we're gonna trace this thing out and then cut it out. Now I know there's a bunch of you right now that are probably going, dude, you have a plasma cutter. Use that. Don't use a grinder. It's quicker. To an extent it is. The problem is, on a plasma cutter, you get a dirty cut. And what I mean by that is there's a bunch of impurities and stuff that get pushed into the steel itself here and slag that comes off of it. So when you're trying to weld something, those impurities start to come out and can give you a dirty weld. Now you can clean it all up with a grinder or a belt grinder, sander, any of those to get that stuff out of there. So now you have extra time involved with that. If I've got straight cuts that I'm doing and it's on 1/8 inch steel or even 3/16 like we're building this out of today, I don't mind just using the angle grinder and get through it, cut it, because I don't have to do any of the grinding stuff afterwards. I'll do a bevel on the edge here on the belt sander real quick, but that's all I got to do at this point. Couple marks on the corner. Take our template. Marks on here. Now these are just guides. I'm going to use a right angle, actually put it in square within the press brake. But those are going to stay there because next step is drilling this hole. We need to go 1.25 inches on that so we can use a dimple die to try and mimic what's here. It's not going to be perfect, and it's actually going to raise the body a little bit higher, which I'm perfectly okay with. But it should sit nice and flat. I mean, you can see these are the mounts. It's nice and square off the edge here. It's just got a little bit there of this taper within it, which is what that dimple die will take care of when we put this down inside of the top there. There should be. All right, let's go dimple die it. Actually, I take that back. We're gonna go over and put the actual bends in it first on the press brake, and then we'll do the dimple die. Duramax main caps, they work great for setting up press. Yes, I'm a Chevy guy. Now what I'm doing is lining up the very edge of that mark within this corner here. I'm not too worried about back here because I'm going to line it up with this square so that everything's nice and square within this area here. There we go. See how close we are. That's still a ways out. Now, I'm sure there's other ways to make sure it's square. I usually just count how many pumps I've got into it. Usually about 13. I just kind of messed up on that one because thinking about camera things, I don't know why. I also don't know if you noticed, but I recentered this so that this pin is centered over this. Otherwise, you can see it's kind of cockeyed right now. If I had this centered over that, it would have done a nice square bend. All right, check that out. So this one is a little, come on now. Nice. This one's a little overbent. We'll just use a little bit of a persuasion instrument. Fix that. There we go. All right, dimple die time. So the way a dimple die works, it has two ends to it. It has a concave end on this side with a convex side on here. The two are machined together, so as you put it together with the piece of steel in the middle there, you press the two together and it'll put that indent into it. Typically, use this a lot for sheet metal stuff. It'll strengthen the sheet metal up and give it rigidity. You'll see a lot of guys that build cage and stuff that tie the cage to the factory cab, or for decoration pieces, or like I'll even show you on the back bumper on the tracker. I have these that go all the way along the back of it. Some are just for aesthetics, and like I said, other guys use this for an actual strength increase of the sheet metal. In this case, we're using it so that it places the body mount in a better position on top of this actual bracket we're making. You want to make sure that you put it in the right way, because it's awful hard to push it back the other way. take this back out. This part here, front and back with a hammer, flatten it out some. We'll re-square this back up straight. Semi-close to factory, like so it's going to get a little bit of height out of it too. It works pretty good. Now, the bracket will go right up there.
Boy, don't look at that.
See if I can't get you guys up in here. Yep. Like I said, I'm going to have this sit in the inside of those welds. So it gives it something better to sit against. A little more brace, a little more thickness as well for this. And you can see it's pretty well centered with that. Pretty much ready to go. We'll get it tacked in place. I do need to put the new bushing up in there first. And then I do need to weld that piece up there too. So we'll tack that next. Well, it's pretty crappy. There's a bunch of rust under that thing. We'll grind that up and call it good enough. Let's get these welded up over here. That big old sucker. All right, I got it all welded up. Fixed those cracks up in there in the body. Got that nasty one all done up there by the post itself, but you can see it ain't pretty by any means, but that's Suzuki sheet metal for you. It's never very pretty. I mean, that stuff's gotta be the thinnest stuff I've ever messed with before. But I think what happens is over time, this rock rail winds up smashing in the body just from hitting rocks and rock crawling and whatnot. So 10 years of smashing into that, finally cracked it. Oh well, it's good. All right, got the mount in there. Brackets down here. And this is what I'm working with to hold my phone for you guys. So bear with me. I don't know if I'm able to get you in tight enough to see me put the welds on for that. But we'll try our best, I guess. Let's see if we can do this without blocking your view. No promises. Tacked in there. Do the old eyeball level. Oh yeah, she good. Alright, lift that up out of the way so we don't melt it. Pretty much ready to burn it in. Yep. It's all in and pretty much ready to rock and roll now. Let it cool down, use some spray paint on it, and drop this body back down on it. All right, she's all back together at this point. Got it all painted back up and looking nice. Got the arm all bolted back up, tightened back down, brake lines back in place, painted up nicely. Body mount sitting down in there where it should. But we're not done yet. I gotta take the body off this frame here, at least high enough so I can change out all the mounts, because at 260,000 miles, they're pretty shot. Let me show you. So, directly from India, I ordered new top and bottom ones. So, these are your top ones. These are your bottom ones. See if I can't get one out for you. There we go. So, top, bottom, 260,000 miles. There's a stark difference there. So you can see it's wider, shorter, everything about it shot. Even these bottom ones are that way too. There is a big difference there. So obviously they're going to squish some because they are body mounts, but that's perfectly fine. I'm not worried about it. The whole point is to actually have a little bit more give out of it and get a little more height out of them too, since they're not going to be smashed together like these ones are. So that's going to be the next deal on this. Also, to add, I should give you the part numbers for these things. So for the top ones, this is your part number. See if it'll focus. There we go. You'll need 8 of those for the tops. And then for the bottom ones, you'll need 8 of these as well. I think all in all, I had maybe 150 bucks into that, even with shipping. That's from India over to here, next day air via DHL. Not next day. I think it was a week or something like that. I don't know. It didn't take that long. So it's going to be more of a pain in the butt to actually change them out than anything. Hopefully those part numbers help you guys out. A lot of these parts anymore for this rig have to come overseas. You guys may find the same thing with your rigs. So that'll wrap up the tracker for right now. The rest of the body mount stuff, I'll just have to slap in there real quick so we can get going on a trip that I got coming up here real soon. Let me know how the videos, what you guys like about it, what you don't like about it, changes, things like that that you see that can make it better, or too long, too short, however it might be. By all means, comment, let me know, and we'll see you on the next one.